Have you ever been driving with somebody and they have tunnel vision? Or maybe you've experienced this self where you have tunnel vision? You know, it's something where you can only see what's in front of you. I know I've had this happen to me where I'll be driving down the road and I'm like in the zone, right? I'm thinking about something and I'm unaware sometimes of everything else that's going on around me. I'm still safe, however, but just not maybe as aware of everything going on around me. Maybe you've had this happen too, where you've been sitting at a stoplight, you're in your car, and you see a friend across the way, and you're like, hey, how's it going? And they are in the zone. They don't see you, they have no idea that you're there. And then what can happen though is maybe somebody else that doesn't know you sees you waving your arms, trying to say hi, and maybe they think you're a little strange or waving to them. But we've all been there, right? Whether we've been the one in the tunnel or we've seen somebody else be the one with tunnel vision. But something that can happen in my spiritual life is that I can also have tunnel vision. And sometimes what can happen is I can only see what's directly in front of me instead of what might be happening in the big picture. Sometimes, especially when we're in leadership or we're, a parent, we're pouring into our kids, we're believing for something good, or maybe we have a friend that we've been working, just really praying for a long time, and then nothing changes. In fact, sometimes what will happen, instead of things moving forward in a way that we can see them move forward, we actually feel like they're moving backwards and getting worse than ever. And so over time, what can happen is that can become very discouraging, and we just want to give up, right? Well, I can tell you I've been there. In fact, this past week, I've been struggling off and on with feeling that way, and I just been praying, God, where are you? I want to see where you're moving. Where are the people that are searching after you? And God, you're just showing up in a big way. And then I had a conversation with a friend, and he's like, hey, have you heard about the Riots to Revival movement? I'm like, what? I have no idea what you're talking about. And so he told me about it, and he said, hey, there's this big thing happening right now in Portland and Seattle. You don't see it on the news, but it's pretty incredible. People are getting baptized, and there's huge gatherings happening. And I was like, wow. So I looked it up on YouTube. I would encourage you to do the same before this deplatform for some reason or something crazy. But these gatherings are incredible. And God is just showing up, right? And this revival type of movement is being birthed. And where that's going to go, I don't know. But at the same time, I was like, wow, that's what I'm not seeing in my tunnel right now, God. And I needed to have that reminder of how big you are. So I want to encourage you to look at how your mindset right now and what you're looking at. Are you just seeing directly what's in front of you? Are your eyes open to see what God is doing in the big picture? Do you expect to see big things? Do you think big? Is your mindset thinking big, right? Are you just expecting only to see what's in your tunnel? There's a verse that says in 2 Corinthians, I believe 5:7, it says, we walk by faith and not by sight. What does that mean? It means that I don't walk and move forward in relationship with God because of what I can see, but I walk by what I cannot see. So what that means is if you think of the tunnel again, sometimes all I can see is directly what's in front of me, but my faith is not based on that, you see? My faith is based on the big picture of what God is doing in my world or my community or my neighborhood, or maybe it's in my state of Oregon. Yeah, but think big. And if your tunnel is depressing, then open your eyes and start looking around, start seeking new maybe friendships or new relationships or new beginnings of some kind. Because again, fellow Christians, we were called not to walk by just what we can see that's in front of us. And my fellow Rogue Valleyans, or Jackson County people, Southern Oregon people, as I was looking at what was going on in Portland and Seattle and these movements, it's hey, it'd be awesome to have that happen here in our county too. So will you join me in believing that God can move here in that same regards? Because again, Let's not be people that walk by what we can see in front of us, but walk by faith, knowing there's a big picture happening that's so much bigger than my world that I can see.